Alright, Mario Kart time.
So,
I was never allowed a actual console as a kid. Only computer games, which was kind of stupid.
I was allowed
Yes.
everything. The only thing I wasn't allowed was watching The Simpsons.
Me too. Yeah, that's so lame.
I only
Yeah.
had South Park. I was allowed.
You weren't allowed? Oh,
That's
you
it.
were allowed The Simpsons?
Oh yeah, I was allowed almost anything. I've
Man.
never been grounded.
I
I've been
wish.
I've been
I was-
grounded tons.
I was always grounded. Like, week after week. Like,
No, not once. They tried a couple times and they realized, hey, she'll just get the fuck out of it.
yeah. My brother and I, we got away with watching a lot of these cartoons and stuff. We weren't allowed to watch Ninja Turtles. We weren't allowed to watch Captain Planet. Being a, like, Jehovah's Witness as a kid. Like, you were a Mormon. Like, you were probably not allowed to watch a lot of stuff
Really,
as
I
well.
want
The,
that
the
quick.
only thing as a Mormon was I couldn't watch South Park when I was growing up, and I was like
Oh,
10. When
That
I
was,
wasn't
like,
allowed.
forbidden for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
I
like,
had
right,
no...
right when I was around 10 is when it first came out. So,
Yeah, I'm not sure how old I was when I... Hey, Steve's here. Hey, guys.
I fell off
Steve?
the edge
Almost-
again.
What up?
I just...
You want to get in on this?
I'm always down.
every time there's
When
violence
they come
in a
between
kid's...
12, then they can start watching violent shows. If you do stupid shit and fine, you're probably gonna break an arm.
Yeah, but like for kids, when they're young TV shows like that do portray violence, it's good against evil.
You know you're more than one.
No, but like
Yeah.
seriously,
Well-
they make a good point of the violence when there is violence.
Well, it's such a...
Mortal
Topic.
Kombat?
Mortal
not
Kombat.
Mortal
Oh,
Kombat.
hey, yeah, Mortal Kombat.
It's a good example
yeah, but
of
that, was,
violence.
that wasn't a kids movie. That was like PG-14 or
No,
something.
not the movie. The game.
PG-14, like, I don't know.
Well, the whole...
Growing
entire
up, man, like,
concept.
even Loaf and Jug Kyle, I used to go there all the time as a kid because I grew up in the neighborhood.
The old
and,
convenience store?
Yeah.
Where we grew up?
Yes.
anyways, like, they knew us so well. Like, me and my sister would go in there and rent movies, and then she'd be like, oh, this one's rated 7 or 18A. You can't rent this. And then she'd call my parents at their house and then ask if it was okay if we could rent it. And my parents were always like, yeah.
Well,
like
with-
13 goes.
With movies...
Yeah, but parents didn't understand games and how violent they could be. They'd never sit down and
No, my
watch their
parents
kids
didn't
play.
give a shit, man. They were too busy getting drunk.
Well, no, I was talking more
My mom
like...
was too busy partying, so it all made sense.
I meant
Yeah.
more like TV cartoons. Like, kids' cartoons. Like, you know, when parents overdo it on being strict. Like,
Yeah,
what...
but all kids' cartoons when you and me grew up, anyways, were fairly like violent. Like think
You
about
guys grew up in a
there's
different time, right? So your
Yeah.
parents were, like, compared
No,
to my parents.
I wasn't allowed to watch Captain Planet.
What's the
yeah,
thing?
that's pretty rough.
Your parents are
Yeah,
like probably
'cause I
10
was-
years older than my
My
parents
family
were,
was
right?
super religious. It was so lame.
Because like Captain Planet, that was a gay ass show
Captain-
that nobody liked to watch.
I
because it
love
was-
that show.
Oh, I hated it because it was so lame. It was like, oh,
I
save
wasn't
the
even
planet.
allowed that.
Yeah, like the 1980s, like everything changed pretty much, right?
Oh.
Television shows, like
Yeah, but
what's
it's
profound.
because
I don't
it
know,
progressed
what's
so
up,
fast
I
that
think-
parents didn't understand what the fuck was happening, and therefore they let people watch them all the time, right? And they're like the cartoons that I watched when I was a kid were like Thundercats, Ghostbusters, like Ninja Turtles, all that shit.
Inspector Gadget.
Well, it all had some form
You guys
of fucking.
remember that?
It all had
Inspector
some
Gadget
form of
cartoon?
violence.
Yeah, of course I remember Inspector
Right?
Gadget.
It all had some form of violence, or like screwing around, or like a prank.
What about
or some
Darkwing
fucking-
Duck? Do you guys remember that?
Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck. Actually, that's
was,
the only thing my parents always said no about. They like let me watch whatever I wanted, but they wouldn't let me watch like a teletoon
even
after like
As
10.
we got older, yeah.
Yeah, because
the shows got
was
more...
when that was when
My
the
mom
adult
was out by
cartoons were.
10.
Yeah, but they didn't give a fuck about what kind of movie I watched. It could be rated R. They didn't give a shit. Like
Well, the
13
shows-
Ghosts, man.
Yeah, they became more and more... Well, I mean, like, you know, the adult cartoons started coming out. What about undergrads?
Underdogs, that was
That was
like a long time ago.
hilarious.
But
Well, I
like,
think we were
That
all...
was
I wasn't a
hilarious.
kid when that
We were
came
all
out,
old
man.
enough to be allowed to watch that.
No, I wasn't.
What time was it?
Or we were all able to stay up late enough than our parents or whatever. I don't
Duckman
know.
is what it was.
Well,
Kyle or Justine, do you have an extra bus ticket?
well, it looks like Steven's out of here, but thanks for watching, guys.
Uh,
Check us out again
I gotta
next
take
time.
off, man.
I only brought 2 with me.
Can you spare one?